Hello learners, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest e-learning platform. Um, let's crack class 12 CBSE Commerce together. My name is Simran Bajaj and I am a law student currently pursuing my law degree from Amity University, and I have a teaching experience of almost 2 years, having taught students of classes 11 and 12 from the CBSE backgrounds, and I hold certifications in advanced contract drafting as well as one in cyber laws. You can use my promo code Simran10 that is given at the bottom of the slide to purchase your Unacademy subscription. So by using my promo code, you can avail a 10% discount on your purchase. So I'll begin by telling you what an Unacademy subscription holds for you. So Unacademy is India's largest learning platform where you can get an unlimited access to our live and recorded courses that are delivered by India's best educators. So you can get your subscription by clicking on Get Subscription, and you can use my promo code Simran10. Okay, it's all caps. Use this promo code to purchase your Unacademy subscription. Now, what an Unacademy subscription holds for you is an access to our daily live classes wherein you can chat with your educator, you can engage in discussions, and you can ask your doubts. You can answer polls, all this while the class is going on. So, this gives you a very real time and interactive experience of learning. Then the courses that are offered on Unacademy, they are structured in line with your exam syllabus, which helps you to prepare for them in the best manner, right? Then the courses sorry the we also offer some live tests and quizzes which help you evaluate your preparation with our regular mock tests and quizzes, and you can get a detailed analysis of your performance. Also, you get an unlimited access to all our live and recorded courses, which you can watch from the comfort of any of your devices. So, use my promo code Simran10 to purchase your Unacademy subscription. So, talking of your Unacademy subscription, so a 1 month subscription costs you 2,500 rupees. A 3 month subscription after discount costs you 1,875, that is 5,625 after 10% discount for 3 months. Then, when we talk of a 6 month subscription, it costs you 1,500 rupees a month, that is rupees 9,000 after 10% discount. So, talking of the 12-month subscription, this is the most economical deal because it ideally costs you 12,500 rupees. That makes it 1,042 rupees a month. And when we talk about the discount given of 10%, 11,250, it makes it 938 rupees a month for all your subjects. So if you purchase a subscription for business studies, you get free live classes for other subjects like English, maths, and economics at the same time. Sorry, I had some technical error. And so, resuming the class. So, in this class, I will be talking about staffing. This is part 2 of staffing. In part 1, we had talked about the concept of staffing, right? So in today's video, I will be talking about staffing and human resource management in much detail. I had given you an overview of this topic yesterday also in part 1. So quickly recalling, what do we understand by the word staffing? Now, when we talk of staffing, staffing is that function of management which is followed by by organizing. Once the organizational structure has been finalized for an organization, the next step is to fill the various job positions in an organization and to put the right people for a particular job in an organization. So, this process is termed as the staffing function, and in very simple terms, staffing is putting the people to the jobs. So, staffing starts with workforce planning and it includes different other functions like recruitment, selection, training, development, promotion, um, compensation and performance, and appraisal, etc. So you can say that staffing is that part of the process in a management cycle which is concerned with obtaining, utilizing, and maintaining a satisfactory workforce and a satisfied workforce. So a satisfactory plus a satisfied workforce in an organization. So staffing is associated with obtaining and maintaining workforce, right? Staffing involves a combination of daily wage workers, consultants, contract employees, and when we talk about staffing, staffing is associated with recognizing the importance of each individual employee in an organization as an individual worker who is an ultimate performer. So, staffing is that function of the management of filling and keeping filled the various job positions in an organization structure, and this is achieved by identifying the workforce requirements, which is followed by your recruitment, selection, placement, promotion, appraisal, development of personnel, and etc. Right? So, in yesterday's class, we had also discussed the need and importance of staffing. So, I will quickly go over it for you people once again to give you a quick insight of what it means. So, talking of the need of staffing, when we talk about the need of staffing in any organization, uh, the need for people in an organization is because they perform certain work. So the staffing function of management, it fulfills the requirement, and it finds the right people for the right job. So staffing is associated with filling the various job positions in an organizational structure, and the right people in an organizational structure have to be put to the right kind of jobs. They have to be chosen very uh, carefully. And you can say that staffing provides a human element or an instinct while selecting a person. So, the attitude, aptitude, commitment, loyalty, and other qualities need to be looked into by the management while appointing employees. So, when we talk about staffing, it is considered to be a specialized area, and the theory of knowledge available on this subject is vast. So, researchers on various aspects of your staffing takes place, like recruitment, selection, compensation, incentives, training, development, etc. Right? So, the need for staffing is because um, it provides a human element. Okay, this is why we need staffing in an organization. This is why the staffing function in an organization is performed. Then, talking of the importance of staffing, when we talk about people, the human resource, they are the foundation of any business. So, the right people, when they're a part of the organization, they can help you take your business to the top. And the wrong people, if they are associated in an organization, they can break the business. So, staffing is that fundamental function and a critical function of the organization which ensures a good organizational performance, and the staffing function has assumed a greater importance in today's times because there is a rapid advancement in technology. There is an increase in the size of the organization and the complicated behavior of human beings. So, human resource is the most important asset for any organization because it is the people in an organization who put the other resources to use. So, the ability of an organization to achieve its goals will depend on the quality of the people that are a part of that organization. So, staffing is a very important managerial function, and no organization can be successful unless it can fill and keep filled the various job positions in its organizational structure. So, You can say that staffing is important because it helps in discovering and obtaining a competent personnel. Then it makes for higher performance because right people are assigned the right kind of jobs. Then the third one is it ensures a continuous survival and growth of the organization because of succession planning of the managers. We discussed this term succession planning. We discussed this term succession planning in detail in part 1 of staffing. If you have a doubt with respect to its meaning, you can have a look at the video. Then, talking about the next point of importance, it ensures optimum utilization of resources because Mm, it avoids overmanning and undermanning. Then it improves job satisfaction and morale of the employees through an objective assessment and a fair rewarding and contribution technique. So, staffing function is performed efficiently by all organizations, and if the right kind of employees are not available, it will lead to a wastage of materials, time, effort, energy, and it will result in lower productivity, poor quality of product, and an unsuccessful organization. So the enterprise will not be able to sell its products profitably, and it is therefore important that the right kind of people are available in the right number and at the right time. So there should be the people should be given adequate training, and they must also be induced to show higher productivity and better quality by offering them incentives. आई होप यहाँ तक सब क्लियर है. कोई डाउट है किसी को भी तो आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं. आई एम constantly having a look at it. Please tell me if there is any doubt or I should start with the next topic. Okay, so the next topic, since there is no doubt, The next topic that I will be discussing is staffing and human resource management. How are they related and how are they different? So, quickly having a general conversation about staffing and human resource management. Now, when we talk about staffing, staffing is a function which all managers they need to perform. So it is a separate and a very specialized function, and there is not just one aspect that is associated with staffing. There are a number of other aspects of the main aspect of staffing is human relations. So, human relations is an important aspect of your staffing. So, it requires to be performed as a separate and a specialized function. So, it is the job of the managers in an organization to fill the various positions in their organization and to make sure that they remain occupied with qualified people. So, when we talk about staffing, staffing is very closely associated with, it is, staffing is closely associated with your organizing, since it is after the organizational structure has been formed and various job positions have been created in an organization. The people are required to work at these various positions. So the people need to be trained and they need to be motivated in order to work harmoniously in an organization in order to achieve the goals of an organization. So staffing is seen as a generic function of management. So when we talk about staffing, staffing deals with the human element of management, and managing the human component of an organization is the most important task. So it is associated with the human element, which is considered to be the most important task in an organization. Now, it is considered to be an important task for an organization simply because the people in an organization are the ones who are working towards using their knowledge, towards using the various resources of an organization to achieve the organizational goals. So, when we talk about the staffing function deals with the human element of the management, and we've talked about how important dealing with human component in an organization is, because the performance of the organization solely depends upon how well this function of managing people in an organization is performed. So, the success or failure of an organization in achieving its goals is clearly determined by a great extent by this factor. So, it is the responsibility of all managers to directly deal with and to select people to work for the organization. So, when the manager performs the staffing function, his role is slightly limited. So some of these, I'd say, responsibilities, they include placing the right person on the right job, introducing new employees to the organization, training the employees, improving the employee performance, developing their abilities, maintaining their morale, motivating them, protecting their health and physical conditions, etc. So it is a very, very wide concept. So, in a small organization's manager may perform all these duties related to employees, their salaries, their welfare, and their conditions. But as the organization grows in size, the number of people that are employed in an organization they increase. A separate department called the Human Resource Department is formed, which has specialists who specialize in managing people. So, the management of the human resource is a specialized area which requires the expertise of many people, and the number of resources the resource specialists and the size of this department gives an indication of the size of the business as well. So, for a very large company, the human resource department in itself will contain specialists for each function of that department. So, when we talk about human resource management, it includes a number of activities um, like recruitment, uh, like searching for people, then analyzing the various jobs, collecting information about jobs to prepare a job description, developing a compensation scheme and preparing incentive plans, then training and development of the employees so that they perform efficiently and to make sure that there is a growth in their career. Then human resource management is also associated with maintaining labor relations and the union management relations. Then it is also doing the function of handling grievances and complaints, providing social security and welfare to the employees, and defending the company in lawsuits and avoiding legal complications. So, the number of tasks that the human resource department performs is very wide. So, this shows that the human resource management is a much broader concept and it includes a wider gamut of activities, right? I hope I am very clear till here. यहाँ तक सब clear है? What is human resource management? What is staffing? I hope you are clear with the concept of human resource management and staffing and how they are related. Whoever is in the class, I see two students have joined in. Please say yes or no. Are you clear? Only if you tell me, I will move forward. Okay, so there is no response. So I will continue with this topic of human resource management. Now, when we talk about the concept of evolution of human resource management, we've seen what human resource management is and what are the functions of your human resource management or the human resource department. So when we talk about the evolution of your human resource management, human resource management has ideally, if you look back into history, you see that it has replaced the concept of labor welfare and personal training management. So it has replaced the concept of labor welfare and the concept of your personal management, right? So when we talk about the human resource management, uh, in the modern times, in the modern management, it has evolved from a number of significant interrelated developments which date back to the era of industrial revolution. So this concept of human resource management, which we lay a lot of emphasis on, it is not something that belongs to the present management cycles. It is not something that belongs to the modern management techniques. It is something that dates back to your industrial era, the era of industrial revolution. So at that point of time, that what used to happen was there was an emergence of trade union movements, which led to the need of a person who could act as an effective link between the owners and the workers. So at that point of time, when we talk about the era of industrial revolution, it was seen that the people who were working in an organization, the workers who were working in an organization, they formed labor unions and they at times protested against the organization because of some unjust things that were done to them. So a need for a person who could serve as an effective link between the owners and the workers, that was seen. So this concept of labor welfare came into being. So we are currently talking about the evolution. So first thing that happened was uh, your concept of labor welfare. Okay, this dates back to the era of your industrial revolution. So the concept of labor welfare, the a labor welfare officer. A labor welfare officer came into being, and his role was only limited to promoting the welfare of the employees in an organization. So he was, you could say, he was just serving as a link of communication of grievances and suggestions and something, and he was just looked down upon by the workers as well as the owners. Then, when we talk about this evolution, the industrial revolution से फिर हम लोग उस पे गए factory system of production पे. So what happened in the time of factory system of production? Factory system of production क्या था कि a number of employees, a large number of employees were being employed in an organization, and you can say 1,000 number of people were being employed under one roof to promote mass production. So the job of hiring people of the organization was given to one man. Because इतने सारे लोगों को अपॉइंट करना था, तो they needed a person who could do all that work. So the job of hiring people in an organization when we came to the factory system was assigned to one person, who later on was also assigned the responsibility of recruiting, selection and placement of this personnel. So at the time of factory system, you can say that there was a personnel officer. A personnel officer had emerged, and then a personnel manager. Officer से वो manager हो गया, right? So the human relations approach uh, recognizes the importance of the human factor as a most important instrument for the success of an organization. So now when we talk of the modern day technology and the modern day management, the fast changing technological developments, this has created the necessity for new skill development and training of the employees. So people came to be recognized as a valuable resource, which need to be developed further. So the increase in the scope of the work of development of people led to the replacement of the personnel manager with the human resource manager. So there were basically three phases in the evolution process of human resource management. So evolution में कोई doubt तो नहीं है for the two students who are in the class? Evolution of human resource management में कोई doubt? Please tell me. Chat box में बता दो अगर doubt है तो, नहीं तो I'll move forward. I see two students in my class and neither of them are responding. So चलो, अगर कोई doubt नहीं है तो I will quickly sum this up for you, and then I will move on to the next topic, that is more a detailed comparison between staffing and human resource management, and if these two concepts are related. So I hope this evolution process is clear. So, when we talk about human resource management and staffing together, you can see that human resource management has a much wider scope than staffing. So, they are generally seen as one and the same function, but you can say that human resource management is simply an extension of your staffing function. So when we provide a screened quality of applicants for direct placement and attempt to hire employees, we do it through the employees, right? So when we talk about human resource management, when we talk about human resource management is a strategic approach which is associated with an effective management of people in a company or in an organization, as such that these people who are a part of the business, they gain a competitive advantage by being a part of that organization, and at the same time the organization also gains some advantage. So, this human resource management is designed to maximize the employee performance in service of an employer's strategic objectives. So, the human resource management is basically concerned with the management of people in an organization, following the various policies and systems of an organization. So, this human resource department um, is responsible for overseeing the employee benefits, and for employee recruitment, training, development, performance appraisal, and creating a reward system and managing the entire workforce in an organization. So, the human resource management concerns itself with the organizational change, the industrial relations, balancing organizations' practices with the various requirements arising from the various other external factors. Pratham, what are you trying to say? I do not understand. Okay, whatever. ठीक है, चलो. We were discussing ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट. ठीक है. सो जब हम ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट को ओवरऑल हम उसको देखते हैं तो वी सी that the overall purpose of human resource is to ensure that the organization is able to achieve success through its people. So the human resource professionals, the human resource managers, they manage the human capital of an organization. Human capital management, right? So these people, they can specialize in finding, recruiting, training, and developing employees, as well as maintaining employee relations and benefits. So training and development professionals, they ensure that the employees are trained and they have a continuous development, and this is done through training programs, performance evaluations, reward programs. So the employee relations deals with it, and it concerns the employees when the policies are broken, such as cases involving harassment, discrimination, etc. So, managing employee benefits includes developing compensation structures, um, uh, parental leave programs, discounts, and other benefits to employees, right? So, the HR is a product of the human relations movement, right? So when we talk about the what is your doubt, Pratham? If you can tell me. Okay, so moving on. So, when we talk about this human relations movement of the 20th century, um, the human resource department, or this entire process of management of the human resource is uh, is associated with the human relations movement of the earlier 20th century. So when the researchers began, it was associated with when the researchers began documenting ways of creating business value through the strategic management of its workforce. So this was initially dominated by the transactional work and such as payroll and benefits and all this administration. But due to globalization and technological advances and further researches, it was seen that human resource focused on the strategic incentives like talent succession planning, industrial and labor relations, and a diversity and an inclusion of the workforce. So the current global work environment, in this current global work environment, the companies focus on lowering the employee turnover and on retaining the talent and on the knowledge that is held by their workforce. So I hope यहाँ तक कोई doubt नहीं है. I was explaining the concept of human resource management. What are you not able to understand in human resource management, Pratham? Please tell me. ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट में कुछ समझ नहीं आया है, स्टाफिंग जो अब तक पढ़ाया है कुछ समझ नहीं आया है तो बताएं. व्हाट डाउट्स बेटा, डाउट तो पूछो, कुछ पूछो स्पेसिफिक चैप्टर से या टॉपिक से रिलेटेड. टेल मी व्हाट इज योर डाउट, प्रथम. Okay, so I will move on to, I'll take this discussion further. What is business? प्रथम, ये क्लास 11 का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं चल रहा है, क्लास 12 पढ़ रहे हैं हम. व्हाट इज बिजनेस क्लास 11 में पढ़ के आए थे बेटा. ठीक है. ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट में कोई डाउट है तो बताओ. स्टाफिंग में कोई डाउट है तो बताओ. I see three students in the class. Any one of you want to ask any question that is associated with staffing, human resource management, or class 12 business studies? Okay, so when we talk about business, for Pratham, I'm explaining what is business. Business is where it is an activity wherein an organization or wherein so business is an activity which associates itself with functioning for the purpose of earning profit, right? Profit earning is the purpose of every business and satisfying customer need. this is what is business. So in this process of satisfying customer need and fulfilling the objective of earning profit and various other objectives of an organization, it is important that the right people are employed in an organization to ensure profit maximization. So when we talk about the right people, this is what we call staffing. I hope there is no doubt. Please tell me if there is any doubt so far. Please tell me if there is any doubt so far till we have discussed the evolution of um, we have discussed what is staffing, we have discussed the importance of staffing, we have talked about the we've talked about the need for staffing, we talked about the evolution of staffing, we talked about staffing and human resource management. So कोई doubt है यहाँ पे? Should I repeat any of these topics? Beneath, do you have any doubt, beta? I see four students. I'll tell you the topics that I've discussed. I've talked about the meaning of staffing. I've talked about staffing and human resource management. I've talked about your importance of I've talked about the importance of staffing. I've talked about the need of staffing. And I've discussed the evolution of human resource management. So, four students, any of you, if you have any doubt, please tell me. Beneath, I see you are responding in the class. Can you tell me if any topic you didn't understand? Or should I ask you people questions now? I see four students. Pratham, human resource is human resource. Human is the people, the person element, the people who are a part of the organization. And when we talk about resource, we call people a resource because people are the ones who are using the various supplies, who are using the various inputs, the various resources that are a part of the organization to convert these resources into useful output. So human resource is something that is associated with the management of people, the employees of a people, the workforce in an organization is what we call human resource. समझ में आया बेटा? प्रथम. Beta, it's not human management, it is what we call human resource management. Human resource का मतलब होता है workforce, and human resource management is associated with managing the workforce. So when we talk about managing the workforce, it is associated with employing the right people for the right job positions in an organization, and it is also associated with recruiting, selecting, training of the people in an organization. And once these people become a part of the organization, it is the responsibility of the human resource management department to make sure that these people are well adjusted in an organization. Then there are a lot of aspects to human resource management, like giving incentives, reward systems, framing policies for conduct of the people in an organization. So human resource management is a very wide concept. I hope you understand, Pratham. What is management? Acha. Management is a process of handling the various activities in an organization. Management is associated with um, uh, getting the work done and taking care of things in an organization. और कोई related doubt, anything else that is related to the chapter, Pratham? चलो ठीक है. I think I'll quickly sum this up now for you people so that you understand कि हम क्या पढ़ रहे थे. So quickly summing up what we have discussed so far, we were talking about human resource management, and human resource management is a term that is used to describe the formal systems that are devised for the management of people in an organization. So the responsibilities of human resource manager, they fall into three major areas: staffing, employee compensation and benefits, and then defining and designing the work. So you can say that human resource management is a much wider concept when we compare it to staffing, because staffing is only associated with recruiting, selection, and training. Staffing is associated with recruiting, selection, and training, but human resource management is associated with the formal system that is devised to manage people in an organization. So, the responsibilities of a human resource manager include staffing, employee compensation, and defining and designing the work. So, the purpose of human resource management is simply to maximize the productivity of an organization by optimizing the effectiveness of the employees who are a part of that organization. And um, this mandate is unlikely to change in any fundamental way because of the ever increasing pace of change in the business world, right? So, the basic mission, the basic objective, the basic aim of human resource will always be to acquire, to develop, and to retain talent in an organization, and to align the workforce with the business operations. So, be it an so it is uh, these three challenges that never change, right? So, until very recently, an organization's human resource department was often consigned to lower rungs of the corporate hierarchy, despite the fact that its mandate is to replenish and nourish what is often cited, right? But when we talk of the recent years, the recognition of the importance of human resource management to a company's overall health, associating it to the company's overall health, has grown very dramatically. So, the recognition of the importance of the human resource management, the it extends not only to a small business but to larger organizations as well, right? So when we talk about the human resource management, there are a number of factors that shape the corporate culture in an organization, and human resource management is a strategic approach to the acquisition, motivation, development, management of the organization's human resource, and it is associated with developing and shaping an appropriate corporate culture and introducing programs which reflect the core values of the enterprise, right? Beneath, am I audible? Is it fine now? I'll try to speak a little louder. So I was talking about now I will you want tricks to remember this. Beta, see, In business studies, Beneath, I am talking to Beneath, I'm addressing Beneath's question. So, when we talk about business studies, इसमें क्या होता है? Some students say that it is all mugging up, but business studies is not about mugging up. Okay, when you are studying any topic in business studies, make sure that your concepts are clear and you focus on the keywords. ठीक है, keywords. अब जैसे हम स्टाफिंग की बात करते हैं तो इसमें कीवर्ड क्या है? द कीवर्ड एसोसिएटेड विद स्टाफिंग इज एम्प्लॉइंग द राइट पीपल for the right job, recruitment, selection, training. So make sure you're well aware of the keywords, the technical words, and you can always write answers in your own words. You don't need to mug it up, you just need to understand and absorb the concept, and you do not need to know things line by line what your teacher is telling you or what is written in the book. Is that clear, Beneath? You want to ask anything else, Beneath beta? Okay, so I was quickly going over the evolution of your human resource management. So, when we talk about human resource management and staffing together, it has been seen that human resource management has happened to replace the very traditional concept of labor welfare and your personnel management. And when we talk of human resource management in the modern management, in the modern times of management, it has evolved from a number of interrelated developments which date back to the era of industrial revolution. So when we talk of the era of industrial revolution, it was seen that trade unions movements, they led to a need of a person who could serve as an effective link between the owners and the workers to make the communication between those two easier. So this concept of the concept of labor welfare officer came into being, and his role was only limited to the welfare activities of the employees, and he was looked down upon by the workers and the owners. Then, as there was a shift from the era of industrial revolution to your factory system, it was seen under the factory system that factory system focused on mass production and thousands of people were being employed in an organization under one roof. So the job of hiring people for this organization was given to one person who was assigned later on the responsibility of recruitment, selection, and placement of people. So this led to the emergence of your personnel officer, and then we later called him the personnel manager, right? So when we talk of the human relations approach of the present times, this recognizes the human factor, and human factor as the most important instrument for success of an organization. And the fast changing technological developments have created a necessity for new skill development and training. So people today have come to be recognized as a valuable resource which can be further developed. So an increase in the scope of work of this field has led to creation of the human resource management. I hope you are clear with the evolution. Okay, you are asking how to remember a lot of points. चलो ठीक है. Today's class is over here. I am telling you अब कि आपको points कैसे remember करने हैं, ठीक है? So for example, I'll open another PPT for you and I'll show you कि वहाँ पे जैसे हम organizing ले लेते हैं. For example, I'm giving you the example of organizing, ठीक है? तो जब हम ऑर्गेनाइजिंग की बात करते हैं, यू आर आस्किंग मी हाउ टू रिमेंबर पॉइंट्स, ठीक है? सो इट इज़ योर ओन अंडरस्टैंडिंग. रिमेंबरिंग पॉइंट्स इज योर ओन अंडरस्टैंडिंग बीनीथ. सो व्हेन यू talk about remembering points, just make sure that you know that one particular highlighted word. You should highlight that word in your mind, and then you should associate that particular word to a meaning, to an explanation. ठीक है बेटा? Beneath, if you're still there in the class, please respond. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू रिमेंबरिंग पॉइंट्स, जैसे ऑर्गेनाइजिंग प्रोसेस में 4 पॉइंट्स हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल इट इंक्लूड्स आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ वर्क, डिविजन ऑफ वर्क, डिपार्टमेंटलाइजेशन, असाइनमेंट ऑफ ड्यूटीज एंड establishing a reporting relationship. So you will have to associate every point with. बेटा ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट आप अपने सिलेबस की बात कर रहे हो मैंडेटरी, या फिर आप उसकी बात कर रहे हो इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट इज मैंडेटरी? beneath, are you talking about human resource management in your syllabus or in an organization? I didn't understand your question. So when we talk about human resource management, it is not a mandatory function, but human resource management is something that needs specialization because it involves because human resource management involves dealing with people. It involves dealing with people and it involves a number of specialized functions that need to be performed in an organization. So human resource management is obviously not mandatory, but if you see in a large organization, you will find that um, a human resource management department is always there. I hope you are clear with all the topics that we have discussed so far. Please tell me अगर कोई doubt है तो. In an organization, yes, I've given you the answer, beta. Beneath, I've given you the answer because it requires an amount. How can we complete the syllabus? बेटा पढ़ के syllabus complete होगा, पढ़ते रहो syllabus complete हो जाएगा. पढ़ेंगे जितना पढ़ेंगे उतना syllabus complete होता जाएगा. यश, ओके यश. चैप्टर से रिलेटेड कोई डाउट है? आज के टॉपिक से रिलेटेड कोई और डाउट है? बिनीत, प्रथम, यश, कोई डाउट है तो बताएं. ओके यश. Please tell me if there is any doubt. I'm right here in the chat box, ending the class here. Thank you so much for joining in. You can post your queries, comments, and suggestions in the comment section. And you can use my promo code Simran10 to purchase your Unacademy subscription. I take a class every day at 1 p.m. I take a class on YouTube at 1 p.m. What is finance? Beta, this will be discussed in the second part of your business studies. This is not associated with this chapter. ठीक है? So 1 p.m. I take a class on YouTube. Hope to see you tomorrow. Hope to see all these students tomorrow. Thank you so much. Beta, beneath, what are you asking? SIP? Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining in.